switch over to that real quick. Okay. So, the games that I'm reviewing today are the Way of the Samurai series. Okay. So, you've got on PlayStation 2, you've got the original Way of the Samurai. Then you've got Way of the Samurai 2. And then on the PlayStation 3, you've got Way of the Samurai 3 and Way of the Samurai 4. The footage you're seeing right now is from Way of the Samurai 4.
Okay.
I did play all four of these games on stream over the last couple of months. But I didn't splice all the footage together because that would have been a pain in the ass. So you're only going to see Way of the Samurai 4 footage. Um,
So this is the best looking one you're telling me.
it is the best looking one, but
It's
I
okay.
wouldn't say it is the best one.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'll give all four of them an individual ranking at the end. But let's just talk about these games overall, real quick. So the concept of the Way of the Samurai games in general, specifically the first one, are based off of the movie, the Akira Kurosawa movie Yojimbo, um, which
Hmm.
is if you've ever seen Fistful of Dollars, that's a remake of Yojimbo. So you kind of might be able to conceptualize what the plot is, but it's pretty basic. You've got um, in the case of Yojimbo, a lone samurai or ronin that rolls up into a town, and the town is in turmoil. You've got, two or more warring factions within that town. Usually, you've got like two different gangs and then the townspeople, right? And that's how it is in that movie. And what Yojimbo does is he goes and basically plays all the factions against each other to his benefit and to the town's benefit. And that's what you're trying to do in these games. Yeah, Comics and Coffee brings up Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis. That is also a remake of Yojimbo. It's actually really good too. So yeah, if you haven't seen any of those movies, I'd advise checking all of them out.
Hmm.
But that's a different story. Just go check out those
Can
movies.
confirm
They're
they're
very good.
incredible.
Yeah,
They're really good.
all three of them are excellent. Um, so yeah, so that's the concept. It's really simple, and all of these games are pretty short. You can beat them, anywhere from a half an hour to 2 to 3 hours. But what's unique about them is there's multiple outcomes. I think
Hmm.
the game that has the fewest endings, I think, is actually this one, Way of the Samurai 4. But most of them have upwards of, 25 to 30 different endings. And
What
it's
the
all
fuck?
based on the different actions that you take while you're playing the game.
Insane.
Um, yeah, it's really cool. Now you could decide to play the game like, very stoically and just, help out the townspeople, blah blah blah, or you could, be a total asshole and just screw everyone over. Or you could do the classic Yojimbo thing where you're playing the two factions against each other. That's usually how you get the best ending in each game, is by manipulating each faction to the benefit of the town, right? Um,
Nice.
so it's really cool, but there's also a lot of really goofy elements in the games too, which
I can
is,
see that.
yeah. Um, so like it just makes it a ton of fun, like endlessly replayable. Um, just really cool. Real quick, let me pull up our notes. I don't even have them up. Oops.
Looks like it's kind of hard to take seriously. Is that true?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
What was that?
What was, I didn't see. I wasn't looking at the screen.
That
It
was
could have
like a
been me.
picture.
It could have been me messing with the stuff because I was trying to pull up the notes. We'll just go through
Uh,
the
uh,
standard feature game
man.
questions real quick. So, what do I like
I
about this
haven't updated
game?
for it.
That's okay. We don't need to.
All right.
Because there's
Oh, you're doing
four
more
of
than
them.
so yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to like
Just
waste
yeah, just
everyone's time with all the details. But all of them are made by Genki and actually Ubisoft actually what do you call it? produced a couple of the games.
Nice.
But
How nice of them.
but yeah, but they're all actually shit. Doesn't matter. We're
Oh
not going to
shit.
focus on that. Here we go. Bam Entertainment, Spike, and Acquire. That's who made these games. I was
That's
looking at
pretty
the wrong
good.
game. So they're the people who made these games. What did I like about the games? Like I said, just like other than being able to role play as a samurai, you get to like play through a game that has multiple outcomes. No playthrough is going to be the same, and it's just absolutely a ton of fun. What I don't like about the game is kind of all of these games, even at the time, felt a little bit dated and don't have the best controls, and they're all
Mm,
exceptionally hard. And one of the
mm,
drawbacks to that, which may or may not have been intentional, is that the best weapons in the game, in all four of the games, you can only get on the harder difficulty levels, and so you kind of have to start on easy and try and find the best weapon you possibly can, beat the game, and then you can carry that sword over to your next playthrough. And then, maybe up the difficulty a little bit, and then maybe get some better weapons along the way, and then keep going. But it can actually be exceptionally hard, even on the easier difficulties. Um, so that's kind of, I wouldn't say like it detracts from the game, but if there was anything that I really didn't like about it, that probably would be it. Um, but it's still fun, and every time you beat the game, all of these games have tons of unlocks. So you get new costumes, you get new faces and little things. In the later games, you get like all sorts of accessories that can range from like cool samurai gear to absolutely absurd shit like parrots that sit on your shoulder and stuff.
wow,
Um,
amazing.
yeah, a lot of goofy stuff. But yeah, it's good. How's the story? All of the stories are basically the same. So, like I said, it's that Yojimbo story. So it's a good story. It's fine. And each one of these games has a little bit of uniqueness to them, in like the setting and the characters and stuff. So you do get a little bit of variation in the story, but not a ton.
You can predict literally everything.
Uh, no, yes and no, because there's a lot of like, actually, one of the things that they do really well is like all of the characters have different things going on in their lives,
Hmm.
right? And so like you could have played through this game and gotten, five different endings and still not know anything about some of the characters, and go back and then involve yourself with them and get totally different results and learn more about the, different intricacies about those characters. So, especially the later ones. I would say the first one, yeah, everything's a little more predictable, like you said. But as
Mm-hmm.
the series went on, they did a lot better with that. Um, is the story engaging? Yes, actually. Even though it's simple, you're if you want to get a good ending, you have
Just
to
watching
really
the show
engage
punch
with
this
this
guy.
with the story. So, it's good. How's the art? The art is another, like I said, it's kind of one of the weak points of the game. Um, and even though the games graphically enhance which with each successive title, you can still see that they basically use the same character models, or at least the same engine for the character models throughout all four games. um, so that's a little disappointing. How is the music? The music is exceptional. That's actually one of the best things about the
Mm.
game. It's like really cool. It like blends like traditional Japanese music that you would expect from like a samurai period with like cool like guitars and like um modern musical elements, and it's just really good, and it's throughout all four of the games. um so that's actually pretty cool. Sound design is fine. It's nothing exceptional. It doesn't hold up to the music, but it's fine. I couldn't really complain about it. How long does it take to beat? Like I said, each one is, anywhere from like a half an hour to 2 or 3 hours, I would say. Definitely the first one is pretty much just like half hour, 45 minutes. The second one is a little longer of a game, so you would expect maybe an hour and a half around there, 2 hours for a full playthrough. The third one actually kind of reverts closer to the original, so it's shorter. You're looking, half hour, 45 minutes for most playthroughs, sometimes a little longer. And then the fourth one is a lot like Way of the Samurai 2, where it's a little bit longer again. Um, are the games difficult? Yes, we already talked about that. All of them are very difficult, even on the easier difficulties. Would I play sequel? Obviously, I played through all four of them. And there's actually a spin-off called Katana no Kami or something like that, which is actually on the Switch and it's on PC. I think it's on every platform. Um, Unfortunately, it's quite a bit different. It's kind of top down, almost Diablo like, but it's still kind of fun. But one of the things that I brought up at the beginning of the show was the fact that Ghost of Tsushima really kind of popularized this genre again. And I really do hope to see games like this. Actually, that Yakuza game, I think, is probably the closest thing to a Way of the Samurai successor that we have, because it kind of follows along with semi-historical events and integrates kind of like goofiness of the Yakuza series as well, which this game has quite a bit of, which is pretty cool. So pretty excited about that. Overall rating and impressions. I'm gonna quick fire all of these. Let's say Way of the Samurai 1, I would give a 7.5. Way of the Samurai 2,
Not bad.
I would give a 7.8. Though I will say that one's probably my favorite of the series. Way of the Samurai 3, I would also say is a 7.8. And then Way of the Samurai 4, I'm going to give an 8.1. Not because it's my favorite, but it is the most well-rounded of all the games. It's the cleanest. They refined all the systems a lot more in that game. And so, I'll give it that. I do think these games are worth playing, even though I didn't give them the highest of scores. They definitely have some shortcomings to them, but like as far as replayability and fun and goofiness and just pure like kill some time gameplay, it doesn't get any better than these games.
Paul, what did you say? Way of the Samurai, Way of the Samurai 4. Where did you have that?
8.1.
8.1. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So that's just slightly better than Goof Troop. I can see that. I get that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Are these games worth buying? Do not buy Way of the Samurai 4 on PC. It is incredibly broken on PC. If you play this game, play it on the PS3 if you have one. It's actually, I'm playing it through an emulator here, and it works very well in that emulator. I do own this game, but my PS3 is at my brother-in-law's house. I gave that to him a while back, so. But all the rest, I think the only other one that's available on PC is Way of the Samurai 3, and that runs fine on PC. For some reason, Way of the Samurai 4, some people can get it to work. It's completely broken on my computer, so I wouldn't waste your time buying it there. The other ones are playable on PS2 if you have them. Yeah, I think they're definitely worth picking up if you want to get into these kind of games. So. But yeah, that about rounds that out. So I'll take us back to the main thing.
Not bad. They're all playable.
Yeah.